Good evening, welcome to Weekly Brief. In this program, we will catch you up on the biggest worldwide news stories of the week. I'm Magdalena Karpiesiuk, and let's start with some national news. In national news, 2 people were killed and 4 others were injured in a shooting at Saugus High School on Thursday, November 14th. The suspect was a student at this school and was taken into custody and treated at a hospital after injuring himself. The shooter shot 5 students in the school with a semi-automatic weapon and then shot himself in the head. In other news, the House moved forward with the impeachment inquiry of President Donald Trump on Wednesday, November 13th. A public hearing was held to decide if the president abused the power of his office to obtain dirt on his potential 2020 rival, Joe Biden, while withholding vital security aid from Ukraine. William Taylor, the U.S. charged the affairs in Ukraine, and George Kent, the Deputy Assistant Secretary for European and Eurasian Affairs, described an informal foreign policy led by the president's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, and others that threatened Ukraine's ability to withstand military pressure from Russia. They detailed a delay in U.S. military aid to Ukraine that the Trump administration had linked to an investigation of former Vice President Joe Biden and his son Hunter. Taylor said he was told Trump wanted the Ukrainian president in a public box, making a public statement about the investigations. In more national news, a Clark Atlanta University student was strangled by her roommate's boyfriend and left in the woods at a local park after she was killed. According to Atlanta PD, the victim Alexis Crawford was killed after her roommate Jordan Jones asked Crawford to take her to a liquor store at around 11:30 p.m. on October 30th. Hours later, Crawford and Jones got into a physical altercation, which led Jones' boyfriend, Baron Brantley, to get involved and choked Crawford to death. Brantley and Jones placed Crawford's body in a plastic bin and took her to a park. A police report states, Crawford's remains were found at the park on November 8th after one of the suspects led police there. In international news, an elderly man has died in the worst floods to hit Venice in more than 50 years, as local authorities in the Italian lagoon city called for a state of emergency to be imposed. The unnamed man was killed on Tuesday night while he was trying to run electric pumps at his home on the island of Palestrina. Alessandro Bertassi, spokesman for Venice's mayor, told CNN the popular tourist destination was struck by exceptionally high tide on Tuesday night, which peaked at 187 centimeters, according to a statement by Venice's government Wednesday morning. The historic crypt of St. Mark's Basilica was inundated for just the 6th time in 1,200 years. It is the worst flooding in Venice since 1966, when the city was hit by tides up to 194 centimeters high, according to government statistics. On Wednesday, November 13th, Australians in New South Wales and Queensland face a wildfire as an outbreak of deadly bushfires continues to scorch more than 1 million acres of the unusually hot and drought-stricken country. 50 houses were destroyed or damaged in New South Wales, however, no lives were lost. In Queensland, about 70 fires spread throughout. 3,000 firefighters were on the front lines to put out the fires. Police are investigating whether the fires may have been started deliberately. Poland became the 39th country to be added to the visa waiver program on Wednesday, November 13th. Polish nationals are now eligible to apply for the waiver using the electronic system for travel authorization, which allows them to visit the US for 90 days without a visa. Poland is the first nation to be added to the program since Chile joined in 2014. Visa waivers are generally limited to countries who are considered close allies of the US. US Travel Association President Roger Dow welcomed the move in a statement noting that Poland's addition to the program is projected to generate an additional $702 million in travel spending in the first 3 years. And that's all for this week. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to check back for more episodes. I'm Magdalena, and now you're all caught up for the week.